morning, St. Martin. I'm Jasenia Lazaro.
And I'm Alston Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15.
We're bringing the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
It's weekend. Isn't it weekend, Jess?
It's weekend.
It's weekend. But you know what? Before we get into the weekend, let's dive into our top headlines.
Princess Juliana International Airport has named Michael Cleaver as its new CEO and president. Cleaver, a former CEO of Winair and a longtime aviation executive, succeeds Brian Mingo, who led the airport through its post-Hurricane Irma reconstruction and the grand reopening of its modernized terminal. Cleaver brings over 20 years of industry experience, including a career at American Airlines. Having lived in St. Martin for over 50 years, he understands the region's unique aviation challenges. His leadership will focus on innovation, sustainability, and enhancing passenger experience as the airport looks forward to its 2030 vision. The airport officials praised Mingo's leadership during the transformative period. Cleaver now takes the reins to steer St. Martin's Getaway into a new era of growth and excellence.
Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina has unveiled a package of incentives aimed at attracting professionals and students back to St. Martin. The government will provide a relocation allowance of 2,000 guilders for singles and 3,750 guilders for Caribbean professionals, along with a 6-week hotel stay, fully paid economy class flights, and shipping containers for personal belongings. To further ease the transition, returnees will receive assistance with ID costs and salary adjustments up to 15% to help bridge income gaps. Additionally, student loan forgiveness will be offered at a rate of 10% per year, up to 50%. The Prime Minister emphasized that these incentives are part of the government's commitment to reversing brain drain and securing skilled professionals for the country's development. Casinos in St. Martin owe approximately 17 million Caribbean guilders in unpaid fees, according to TEAT Minister, the Honorable Grisha Heilige Martin. The statement came in response to a parliamentary question on whether casinos still have outstanding debts to the government, the tax office, or SZV. With 15 casinos operating on the Dutch side, concerns were raised about the current fee structure, which charges a fixed annual rate rather than being based on revenue. The government is reviewing regulations and exploring adjustments to ensure casinos contribute fairly. Plans to establish the St. Martin Gaming Authority aim to enhance oversight and compliance. The discussion took place during a continued parliamentary discussion on casino operations.
The St. Martin Police Force, KPSM, is urging owners of impound scooters to retrieve their vehicles before they are lawfully disposed of. Many scooters remain unclaimed at the police station due to technical issues or lack of proper documentation. Owners have been given ample time to collect their property, but police warn that unclaimed scooters will be removed with necessary legal authorization. Those wishing to retrieve their scooters should visit the police station with required documents or contact officers R. Prosper or J. Abreu at 1721-542-2222. Failure to act promptly will result in permanent disposal of the vehicles.
This is an exclusive release. Divico and Extra Tight Entertainment presents Headliners.
Roots and Rhythm.
A night of good reggae music.
Music for the soul.
Sunday, April 27th at the Carnival Village. Featuring Tanya Stevens.
It's a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life.
Tanta Metro and Devante. Richie Spice. And Christopher Martin.
Big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kinda important.
Hosted by Uncle Shads. Also featuring St. Martin's own royalty, CD Ranking, DJ Outcast, and DJ Blaze. Headliners, Roots and Rhythms. Sunday, April 27th at the Carnival Village. Don't miss this extravagant reggae experience. Get your tickets online at extratight.com. Love, peace, unity, reggae, can't dead.
Powered by Divico.
This is an Extra Tight Entertainment production. Just say I.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Law enforcement agencies across the Dutch Kingdom have launched the War Room Kingdom Strategy pilot project in Curaçao to combat transnational and organized crime. The initiative includes all 5 Kingdom police forces, the RST, the Royal Netherlands Marechaussee, and the Caribbean Coast Guard. Over a 2-week period, analysts and intelligence experts will map criminal networks and strengthen interagency cooperation. Curaçao Police Chief Raymond Ellis emphasized the need for better coordination, likening modern organized crime to a form of warfare. Officials believe this initiative will lay the foundation for a long-term strategy against subversive activities.
Telem Group has dismissed misleading reports about its financial status, emphasizing that the company is actively restructuring and strengthening its operations. Management insists there is no leadership void, only a firm commitment to stability and growth. Key advancements include the activation of the SMPR-1 undersea fiber cable, mobile network upgrades for 5G readiness, and the continued expansion of fiber-to-the-home services. While financial challenges remain, Telem asserts that restructuring efforts are transparent and progressing. The company reassures customers of its long-term commitment to delivering reliable telecom services. A St. Martin court has ruled in favor of Minister the Honorable Patrice Gums Jr., affirming the legality of the stop order on the Kupakoi-based Westview project. Developers NLGY argued that their building permit allowed civil works, but the court ruled that a separate permit was required for excavation and demolition. Despite offers for an expedited permit process, the developers pursued legal action, seeking $128,850 per day in damages. The court dismissed their claims, stating the government acted lawfully. Minister Gums reaffirmed the government's commitment to responsible development and urged open dialogue over litigation.
The St. Martin Chamber of Commerce and Industry, known as COCHI, supports the Finance Minister's initiative to form a task force addressing the impact of pending U.S. tariffs. COCHI is already working to reduce dependence on traditional markets by strengthening regional trade ties. Recent efforts include a trade mission with the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association and upcoming business missions to Panama and Colombia. COCHI is also collaborating with logistics stakeholders to improve regional connectivity and mitigate tariff-related price increases.
The deadline to submit 2024 income tax return forms A and B has been extended to June 30th, 2025. Invitations are being sent by regular mail. If you don't receive one, you must request it. Forms are available online at the Government of St. Martin's website. Taxpayers must submit forms in person at the Tax Administration Office located in the Vineyard Building. Online or email submissions are not accepted. For proof of submission, bring a copy to be stamped. Taxpayers who need an extension must request it before June 30th, 2025.
Occasionally, you can get a tropical system, or at least subtropical, in the month of April. I want to take a look at the possibility of that. And it's happened not too long ago, back in 2017. It is rare, but it does happen. This was Arlene back in 2017 to the east of Bermuda, close to the Azores. You see this big spin out there, a tropical storm that did develop in the month of April. And you see kind of the track it did. Usually if these do develop, and again, few and far between, they're just out there in the open waters. Not a huge issue. Here's Bermuda, Atlantic region of Canada. And I'm going to go way out in time in just a second, take you through the month of April to show you the possibility of something like this. But this is Arlene, just to spin out there between Bermuda and the Azores, kind of harmlessly out to sea. And you see how rare it is in the month of April. Only 7 named storms on record, and those records go back to the 1800s. But as we get into May, we're up to about 50 named storms, and that's why I'm really looking at hurricane season right now before hurricane season starts, because every other year in May, there's usually a named system out there. For the most part, we don't get big issues out of those. Sometimes they do form near land. Sometimes they could be a good thing, right? If we need some rain and we get some rain and it's not too windy. Here's the big picture. Here we are in the Caribbean. So you have Bermuda right here. You get over toward Barbados, Trinidad. Let's zoom out in time, and then I'll break down the forecast in just a second. This here is by Saturday. No spin in the Atlantic, but what does happen is we get these big systems, fronts rolling across the United States, and then they kind of get parked. This is next week on Wednesday, and they kind of die off. But sometimes you get little chunks of moisture that hang behind. That's where you could get a spin in the Atlantic this time of year. If you get these little pockets of leftover rain, sometimes those areas can develop somewhat, just like we had with Arlene back in 2017. Here comes another front. Not seeing any notable spins, just occasionally a little bit of some of that moisture around. Here's another front. This is way deeper into the month, so we're looking at a couple weeks from now. You see here, this is April 18th. No sign of any tropical spin, but it's just watching these fronts that move by the Atlantic to see if there's any leftover moisture. Now, I also mentioned above average rain as we get deeper into the month in the Caribbean, and you get a hint of that in this long-term model. Look at some of that rain that will be a potential. We'll see if this shakes out, though, in parts of the Caribbean as we go over the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be a lot to track. These bigger fronts up here, we'll see if there's a rare Atlantic spin, but some moisture that will be building back through the Caribbean, which a lot of us do need. Right now, we've seen a couple little hit or miss showers overnight. Dominica, St. Lucia, there's been a couple, even over toward the ABC Islands, swinging back toward parts of Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia. Now, I'll show you the rain. I'll zoom into the U.S. in just a second as well. Horrific severe weather outbreak up there. But watching the winds, let's start with the winds here. You see kind of these white shading showing up. We'll get some of those gusts around 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour. So strong easterly winds that really picked up yesterday. We'll have that today and again for tomorrow. So this is our Friday. Look at that little white shading kind of fighting through that purplish shading in there. Those are the strong winds. So we're going to have those gusts up to about 80 kilometers an hour and miles per hour. And your screen to keep everyone covered. So those winds zooming in, that'll bring some of those fast-moving showers. Then as we get into the weekend, still the easterly flow, but with that, the winds will start to die down just a touch as we get into the weekend. Still breezy to windy, but the winds will calm down some. So watching some of the rain with its easterly flow, some fast-moving rain. Now, one spot I'm watching, especially southeastern Caribbean, Guyana and Suriname, we've had the rain. The next few days, it is going to creep closer to us in Trinidad. So as we go out in time here, this is as we work our way into tomorrow. Look what happens. We'll be on the edge of some rain in Trinidad, Antigua, Barbuda, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, some fast-moving showers. A little bit more Costa Rica and Panama right in here. But watch this. Watch what happens as we get into the weekend. Once we get deeper into Saturday, some of this moisture feeds to the north through parts of Venezuela and Trinidad. Could get closer to us in Grenada, but a better chance of some showers in the southeastern Caribbean, and we need them as we work our way into Saturday and then even into Sunday. So that's going to be a spot to watch. We'll watch that together the next few days. Now, with the winds today, that strong easterly flow, look how the seas are elevated. Everything is choppy to even on the rough side, including those Atlantic passageways. Here's meters. Here's feet on the right-hand side of your screen. This is when it builds as we get into Saturday. Up to a 50% chance. Trinidad and Tobago, maybe a little higher. I'm going to be fine-tuning that over the next day, and we'll be zooming down as we get into tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of changes as we get into our weekend. 20 to 30% chance in Barbados, a 30% chance of a shower. The next 3 days as we get into St. Lucia, 20% chance in Grenada, but again, the weekend, we need to see how close some of this rain gets, and that includes St. Vincent the Grenadines. Right now, 20 to 30% chance, but we'll see how much of this moisture lifts to the north. Martinique, passing shower today. About a 40% chance tomorrow and Saturday in Dominica. Strong easterly winds the next couple of days, 30 to 40% chance in Guadeloupe. Antigua and Barbuda, a couple passing showers will be possible. We had a few nearby overnight, 20% chance the next couple of days. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat, Anguilla and St. Bart's, isolated shower chance. Fast movers with that breeze around St. Martin, Saba and Statia, rain chance 20% today. A 40% chance today in Puerto Rico. Could include a couple thunderstorms and holding on to that 30% chance U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Rain chance stays low. We're mainly dry in the Bahamas, mainly dry as we work our way into the Turks and Caicos. 50% chance of a scattered shower or storm today in the Dominican Republic, a 30% chance tomorrow, just a 20% chance in Haiti. Rain chance on the very low side, and on the low side, we're mainly dry across Belize. A 30% chance, though, of a passing shower. That is up a little bit. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, chance of a passing shower, especially with some of those gusty winds. But Guyana and Suriname, still the long term. We have that wet season working in with that additional rain, and that's what I'll be watching, trying to lift to the north. Cuba, rain chance only 20%. A 50% chance, though, Costa Rica and Panama, rain chance bumps up a notch. A 40% chance in Nicaragua, not too high, and even lower as we work our way to Honduras. Honduras, rain chance about 20%, but a 40% chance tomorrow and Saturday. Guatemala and even into El Salvador, Mexico City, we are dry, and we're mainly dry across Merida, Campeche, Cozumel, and Cancun. Rain chance stays limited. Northern Colombia, a little bit to the south, better chance of rain. Rain chance in eastern Venezuela, building with some of that moisture nearby by the weekend. Bermuda, we're mainly dry in between systems right now. So watching hurricane season, keep an eye on it if we get a interesting spin out there this month. But of course, we'll see the possibility, higher possibility of a named storm next month. Tracking that rain near the southeastern Caribbean, watching the gusty winds and high seas, and I'm still monitoring that earthquake activity. A lot of us have had a lull in that. It hasn't been as active as we had a couple weeks ago, but still watching that. So I hope you have a really good day ahead.
How you? But Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl.
Talem has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package.
Is that so?
Guess what?
I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price.
I guess I'm making a switch now.
Let me call you back, Mom.
Hey Tash, you have Talem new postpaid plans?
This is an exclusive release.
This is an exclusive release.
Divico and Extra Tight Entertainment presents Headliners,
Roots and Rhythm.
a night of good reggae music.
Music for the soul.
Sunday, April 27th at the Carnival Village, featuring Tanya Stevens.
It's a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life.
Panta Metro and Devante. Richie Spice. And Christopher Martin.
Big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kinda important.
Hosted by Uncle Shads, also featuring St. Martin's own royalty, City Ranking, DJ Outcast, and DJ Blaze. Headliners, Roots and Rhythms. Sunday, April 27th at the Carnival Village. Don't miss this extravagant reggae experience. Get your tickets online at extratight.com. Love, peace, unity, reggae, can't dead.
Powered by Divico.
This is an Extra Tight Entertainment production. Just say I.
The University of St. Martin, known as USM, is strengthening its Caribbean Academic Foundation Year (CAFY) program designed to help students from St. Martin, Sable, and St. Eustatius transition to higher education. The program is fully funded by the St. Martin Ministry of Education and is part of a kingdom-wide initiative. CAFY provides academic preparation, career guidance, and mentorship over a 10-month period, starting in August 2025. Eligible students must be between the ages of 16 and 23 years old and have a HAVO, CXC, or CSEC diploma. The university representatives will visit Saba and St. Eustatius in the upcoming weeks to promote the program.
On March 24th, Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, the Honorable Mr. Richinel Brook, met with the Diabetes Foundation of St. Martin. The foundation, run by volunteers, provides free diabetes testing throughout the community. During the meeting, Mr. Lewis Waver highlighted the significant costs involved in their work, with test strips costing between $3 and $5 each, and testing machines adding to the expenses. Many community members, particularly those financially struggling, avoid testing despite the risks associated with untreated diabetes. Minister Brook emphasized the importance of early detection, acknowledging diabetes as one of the top 5 diseases in St. Martin. The meeting also addressed the foundation's ongoing challenge of securing funding. Despite these hurdles, the foundation remains dedicated to raising awareness and expanding its reach. Minister Brook expressed his commitment to exploring a stronger partnership with the foundation in 2026 to ensure continued support for their vital work. The St. Martin Science Fair Foundation, SMSFF, is proud to announce its collaboration with the Anguilla Robotics Association, ARA, for the 2025 Science Fair. For the first time, the public, including primary school students, will have the opportunity to experience live robotic demonstrations and interact with robotic kits during designated viewing sessions. The partnership aims to expand the scope of the fair by including computer, software, and robotics in its revamped categories. In line with SMSFF's commitment to innovation, Dr. Rolinda Carter, president of SMSFF, expressed excitement about the collaboration, emphasizing the goal of inspiring and empowering students in the fields of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, known as STEAM. The general public is invited to attend 2 viewing sessions at the Elise Convention Center. Our first viewing is at Thursday, April 3rd, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That was yesterday. Today at 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. That's Friday, April 4th. And that will be featuring the Anguilla Robotics Association. Science Fair 2025 is taking place from March 31st to April 4th under the theme Change and Adapt with AI, with an awards ceremony set for April 12th, 2025. The event will include a lecture and panel discussion on AI in education, along with hands-on field trips to STEAM-related locations.
In partnership with the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, MECIS, Milton Peters College, MPC, is hosting its first Dutch summer camp aimed at improving students' proficiency in the Dutch language in an engaging and fun way. The camp, which runs from June 30th to July 11th, 2025, is opening the current Group 8 students registered for the TKL and HAVO-VWO departments for the 2025-2026 academic year. Morning sessions will focus on enhancing Dutch skills through activities such as drama, songs, games, scavenger hunts, and reading, tailored to each child's specific language needs and study skills for the successful high school year. Afternoon sessions will feature arts, technical science, sports, and excursions. A second camp will be held from August 11 to 15, 2025, aimed at TKL graduates transitioning to the HAVO-VWO department. This camp will address the specific Dutch language requirements for HAVO, study skills, and research techniques, along with recreational activities. Both camps will conclude with a showcase for parents. The Dutch summer camps, funded by MECIS, are entirely free, with snacks, lunch, and beverages provided. The registration deadline is May 1st, 2025, and for more information, interested individuals can contact MPC at 548-3511, 548-3190, or email them at mpc@svobe.org. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. on TV 15 across our social media platforms and all Alexa devices globally. I'm Elsa Lawrence.
And I'm Yesenia Lazaro, wishing you an amazing weekend. See you next time.
And don't forget, just let's say it together so everybody understands how serious this is. Stay friendly, St. Martin.